Hello, welcome to LearnToCook.com. I'm Chef Mark, and today we'll be cooking a beef tenderloin. What I have done is ask the meat man behind the counter at the supermarket for identical pieces of beef tenderloin. This is USDA choice, though you can buy the USDA prime. If you buy prime, it'll have more incidence of marbling. This has some marbling, but prime will have much more. But choice works just as fine. Put some sea salt of your choice on both sides. Don't be afraid to liberally season your meat with salt. Avoid using table salt. It has 3 or 4 of the chemicals that make it taste bitter. Sprinkle the blackening spice onto the steak if you wish. Slight oil would be good if you're going to use a blackening spice, just a little oil on either side. And then sprinkle your blackening spice if you wish to do so, or any meat seasoning you like on either side. And then you'll be able to pan fry it. So now we're going to pan fry these beef tenderloin. All right, I have my beef tenderloin that I've salted. I have some melted butter so that the milk solids are on the bottom. I like to use melted butter. And I'm going to add that to a skillet. We don't want this too hot, because remember, these are thick. We don't want it too cold that it'll absorb too much, but quite frankly, this won't be absorbing too much fat in it because it's the musculature is quite tight. But nonetheless, we want to get some color. I like to use clarified butter to cook it, or one can use half clarified butter and half olive oil, or grapeseed oil. I like to use that as well. So we press it down. That's sizzling nicely. Just turn it, let it brown, let it sit. Now while it's sitting, we're going to be ready to baste this steak, pan-fried steak, with some seasonings. I'm now going to add just a little olive oil to help me in the browning process, and that'll give me a little more of a margin for a higher heat. It won't burn off as quickly as the melted butter. So we put that on nice low to medium heat and let that simmer. Also, I'm making a little pan reduction. I have some red wine, and I have some veal stock, which I reduced to half. I use this veal stock, original veal cooking stock. Reduce the veal stock and the red wine to half, and I mix some cornstarch and water. Cornstarch is a refined starch, which is nice to use. And I'm going to swirl that in the simmering sauce. You can see right away it thickens it up. Lower the heat at this point. You don't want to burn the sauce. What's exciting about doing a dish like this is you want to be sure you're cooking a steak to have some aromatics. And I have some whole garlic that's in the peel. So press it a little bit. I have a very nice rosemary. Now you want to baste your meat, all right, with that lovely flavor. If you can smell that, it's quite spectacular. That rosemary. So now I'm going to turn this steak over onto its original side, and I want to baste that side as well. This is the side I first caramelized. And the smell is really spectacular, the rosemary and the garlic. So I can feel here it's spongy. I think that's in the medium rare category, so I'm going to give it one more baste. I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to let it sit on my platter a few moments before I carve it for you. All right, I'm going to cut my beef tenderloin in half. Look at that, rare, medium rare, really nice. So it's between the very spongy and the firm, so it's rare, medium rare. That's really nice, beautiful. You can slice it on an angle, bias cut. Then this is beautiful, beautiful rare slices here. And every piece people enjoy eating because it's tender. The tenderloin. let's add some of that sauce that we made. Beautiful reduction of the veal stock and red wine. A little cornstarch to thicken. Just garnish with a few raspberries for garnish. And a little sprig of arugula. And then you have a beautiful roast beef tenderloin. Enjoy.